Hey drone enthusiasts, and of course a shout out to my friends at the Drone Seekers. This is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. Hey, we got something a little bit different this time. I'm going to show you what the next drone is we're going to review. The weather hasn't been good enough to fly. Otherwise, I would put this reveal and the flight all in one video, but I wanted to show you what we were up to here, and as soon as the weather calms down, and I'm hoping tomorrow it will. Today is the 27th, so I'm hoping that that tomorrow we'll get a little better video. But without further ado, see if I can get this on the video here. This is the SJRC S-Series S20W. It's a little GPS drone. Now this little guy weighs about 188 grams, so you don't even have to FAA register for it. But however, it is a GPS drone, so that is interesting, and it's got a camera on there, and then also it's got a camera that tilts, so you can adjust the camera angle. Typically on a drone in this price range you don't get that kind of thing. So here's the other side of the box here, and it's the grayish one that I bought. Now I paid $72 for this thing, so I would consider it a toy drone. However, the point of this video and one of the missions of my channel is to help people get introduced into the drone hobby, and I think there is a place for these cheaper GPS drones, so that people that are kind of deciding if they want to do this or not can spend a little bit of money as opposed to $500 or $1,000 or $1,500 on a more expensive hobby grade drone. So like I said, this little guy here I paid $72 for on Banggood, and the typical frustrations with Banggood, you can see the condition of this box. They beat the heck out of stuff, but and then you really get little communication. You never know when it's going to show up, and on and on and on. But the price was right, $72, and that to me is pretty reasonable for somebody that just wants to see if they are interested in the hobby, and we'll see if this guy how it flies, and if it's, quite frankly, worth the money. So I'm going to lay everything out on the table and show you everything that's in the box. And while we won't be able to fly it today, hopefully we can get out soon and get a flight video up, although it only has an 8-minute battery, so whatever that is, it'll be a short one. And I just got the single battery version, so anyway, let me show you what's inside here. Hey, okay guys, so here's everything that was in the box. I happen to be looking through the specifications in the documentation here. Altogether with battery, the drone weighs 185 grams, so that's underneath that 250 gram weight limit for the FCC. So you do not need to register as a hobbyist with the FCC to fly this drone. So particularly for somebody that's starting out, that's just one less step that they have to worry about, and you can try this thing out and see if it's something you like. Yeah, I mean, you can kind of, this is all pretty self-explanatory here. You got the drone itself, and that's the camera right there. Let's get a little bit of a side view. And it is adjustable up and down with the remote control, so you can adjust the angle of it, which is remarkable for a drone at this price, and a pretty handy thing to have. Let's see, let's get this little bit of packing foam off of here. So on the back of the camera there, you can see the slot for the mini SD card, and then here is the battery. I'll take a look at those battery specs here in a second, but push button there to turn it on, which is kind of advanced for a drone in this price range. A lot of times drones in this price range are simply plugging the battery in to start the quadcopter. But, you know, you can see the styling. They're obviously trying to make it look like it's a Phantom or something like that. But I'd have to say it is an attractive little guy. And as you can see here, it is brushed motors, gear-driven brushed motors. So let's see. I don't wonder if that's locked in there. So that simply slides in. So yeah, let's pull that out and take a look at it. Let's see if this says here on here. Yeah, it says it is a 1000 milliamp hour battery, so 3.7 volts, 5 volts. So when you charge it, you just use the charge cable, which I didn't throw down here. It does have just a USB charge cable and a USB connection on the back of the battery to charge it. So you would just charge it with your regular cell phone charger or something like that. It charges it at 5 volts. So and they say it takes about an hour to charge. And I charged this, and I got to be honest with you, I didn't pay attention to how long it took to charge it up. But it's only an 8-minute flight time, which is pretty consistent with toy drones. They don't fly that long, and I think this thing is available with multiple batteries if you want. But that just doesn't look like it's in there all the way, but I guess it is. Yeah. It's locking on the bottom. Let's try it the other way here. Okay, that's better. There, it's all the way in. So that was kind of unusual because it kind of felt like it was locking, but it wasn't. So we'll take one more look at that. Anyway, so that's the little drone itself, and like I said, it's not very big. There's my hand over the top of it. It's a pretty small guy, but adequate for you know, learning how to fly a drone. And then it does come with the usual package of parts, you know, a screwdriver, some gears, some caps, and some props, 4 props. I don't know. I was looking at that little metal tool there. I have no idea what that is, but hey, you've got it. It's there. And the other thing I think is a little ominous, it comes with spare legs. So hopefully that's not something you ever need, but they're there. And then this is the mount for your phone. So let's take a look at how that goes on. And by the way, here is the controller, and it charges right there. Same thing, USB charger, micro USB. So this little guy right here just snaps into place, and then your phone mounts on the top there. And I'll have to look, but I believe it connects to the remote via Bluetooth. I'm pretty darn sure. I'll have to take a look at that. But let's. It's got a bunch of looks like idiot lights on the front here. So let's take a look and see what that is. I quickly looked through the manual, and it didn't really have a lot of information about this remote. But anyway, it has some little bit of a charge on it already. So yeah, so if you look on the left side here, you've got the speed modes, speed 1, 2, and 3. I don't know about you guys, I'm always at the fastest mode. And I guess when you're doing an auto return, that middle light will shine up, will turn on. The top is an indicator for headless mode. And follow me is on the top right there. And then the middle light there, I presume that tells you when the camera is on. And yeah, it says trimmer on that bottom light. So I'm sure that that's to trim it when it's not in GPS mode, but I'm not exactly sure how that would work. But so if you look at the control here, obviously I turned on the power switch, so I'm going to turn it off here. But the button to the left of it there looks like it's the return to home button. And the button on the right looks like land and takeoff. And then the gimbals are, of course, were normal. I presume it's in mode 2. But anyway, so then let's look at the buttons on the back. So this one here, which would be on your left if you were the other way around, is adjusting the camera up and down, the angle of the camera. I think that's pretty cool in a drone in this price range that it does that. So then this top button on this side is the follow me mode, which I presume you push that to put it into follow me mode. And then on the bottom here, it looks like one press takes a picture, 2 presses puts it in video mode. Now we just looked at the speed numbers there on the side, so I'm not sure how you put it in speed 1, 2, or 3, but we'll look at that when we get it out to fly it. Yeah, let me look at some of the specs here, and we can kind of go through that a little bit. So you're probably not going to be able to see much of this on the camera here, but there again, it does say weight, including battery, of 185 grams, 6.5 ounces. So that's well underneath what it would need to be for an FAA license. And then it does have both GPS and GLONASS, which is pretty cool. So I'll be interested to see how it flies, how stable it is. Everybody that watches my channel knows that I fly the Hubsan Zeno a lot, and it's notorious for not being the most stable GPS drone. So it'll be interesting to see if this little toy drone is even more stable. And then on the next page here, it just talks about the transmitter. And like I said, the transmitter, you do charge it. You don't have to put AA batteries or anything in it, so that's kind of cool. And it does have the parts list here. So yeah, that's about it. It's the SJRC S20W GPS drone. So I can't remember if I mentioned it earlier. I did pay $72 is all I paid for this drone, which I think is remarkable to be able to buy a GPS camera drone at that price. And like I said, there again, it's a good way for somebody to try out the hobby and see if they like it, or you know, just as a toy to mess around with. So that's it. I will put up a flight video the second we get some decent enough weather to get this little guy in the air, and we'll put it through all 8 minutes of its paces. I was looking through all the calibration rigmarole on this, and it's kind of interesting. It's got it's quite a calibration procedure. So what I'm worried about is that you'll burn up half the battery just calibrating it here. Let me see if I can find that page. Yeah, so here we are. So it's got literally 7 steps to calibrate it. So you do initiate GPS compass calibration, and then you reset to factory settings, calibrating the gyroscope. I don't know what that means. And then you do, you know, kind of the normal compass calibration that we're all used to in step 5 and step 6. And then step 7, you set it down, and it finalizes its GPS calibration. So we'll see how much battery we burn up just doing that. So it should be interesting. And then I need to download this SJRC app. And like I said, I've only got 1 battery. So For sure, that first flight, I doubt if we'll be able to try out all the features, but we'll do what we can. And so again, this is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. And if you like this kind of content, hey, consider subscribing to my channel. And more than anything else, hey, thank you very much for watching this video. And hey, we'll see you on the next one.